Hello world, welcome. My name is Luann Pikett and welcome to Sunday evening. So I'm going to read you some Bible verses. I'm sitting on my little jacket here. Hold on. It's binding me. I'm going to read you some Bible verses and sing a couple of songs for you. And I pray that you are blessed. And the title of what I'm talking about tonight is called Doing. Philippians 4:13. Now this is the whole verse that triggered. I'm trying to get my hair to not look so crazy. The whole verse that triggered what I'm talking about tonight. And I've read this many, many times, and so have you. But there's always been something in that, I'm not saying it doesn't mean what we think it means, but there's always something I see in this. Always. And I'm going to read it to you. And this is the King James version of it. And it says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. Now, I know you have read that, and I have read that, and you say, I can do everything through Christ, and he gives me strength. And there are a lot of other versions that's what it says. I can do all things through Christ, who gives me strength. I can do all things through Christ, and he gives me strength. There's different ways that it says it. And I don't think that's wrong at all. I think that's right. But there's always something in this King James version that always catches my attention. And it's that it doesn't say the word who. It says the word which. It says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. It doesn't say who. Many of the other versions do say who. Well, which is right? I really think it's both. Yes, he is the one. He is who strengthens us. But why does this one say, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me? I think there's a little bit more of a depth of meaning in here. At least to me. It says meaning to me. As what I think it means is, it isn't just Christ that gives you strength, even though that sounds like a bizarre statement, because of course it is. But I don't think it means you're just laying there doing nothing and you just get all this strength for nothing. When do you get the strength? It says, I can do all things through Christ. I would read it this way. I can do all things through Christ, and that's what strengthens me. When you are doing for him, that's when you get the strength. When you're doing something for him, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Yes, he is the who strengthens you, but when does he do it? When you're doing something for him. That's when you get his strength. I really think it's in the doing, not just in just knowing him, but when you're doing, he then pours strength. 2 Corinthians 12:9-10 says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions and difficulties. For when I am weak, then am I strong. I've always found this to be an intriguing passage that Paul said, because he's saying, I'm happy about my weaknesses. And you think, what? How are you happy about your weaknesses? If you have a weakness, then you don't have the strength to do whatever it is. Why is it when you are weak, then you're made strong? Because when you are weak, that's when it's his strength that's coming through. And when it's his strength that is enabling you to go on, that's when you are the most strong. Because as strong as you can possibly be, it is nowhere near as strong as the strength he can give you. And when you are weak, you have no choice but his strength, if you want strength, because you don't have any of your own. So this is why I think Paul says, I delight in weakness, because when I'm weak, then I'm strong. Then I'm stronger than I've ever been on myself physically, because then it comes from Christ. 1 Peter 1:13. Therefore, preparing your minds for action. That's a very interesting verse, isn't it? Preparing your minds for action. You know, he doesn't prepare us to just sit. He doesn't prepare us for nothingness. There's something he wants us to do. It may not be a physical activity if you're not physically able. It may be prayer. It may be letting him speak to you. But whatever it is, it says, you're preparing for action because he has something for you to do. And being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So when you're preparing your mind for action and being sober-minded, it says there is grace that will be brought to you. Why? Because you're ready for action. You need it. 2 Timothy 1:7, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power. Why? Why did he give us power? He didn't give us power to be ineffective. He didn't give us power to just exist. He didn't give us power to not do something. He gave us power to do something with that power. He gave us power and love and self-control. We also need to do something with the love. Daniel 11:32 says, he shall seduce with flattery those who violate the covenant, but the people who know their God shall stand firm and take action. Did you know the Bible said this much about action and taking action? I don't know that I did. The people who know their God, if you really know your God, you're standing firm and you're going to take action when he tells you what to do. James 2:14 and 17. What good is it, my brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? Apparently not, or we wouldn't be asking this question. If a brother or sister is poorly clothed and lacking in daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warm and filled, you just say words. You just say words without giving them the things needed for the body. Now, you can still say, go in peace, be warm and filled, but give them what they need if you have it. What good is it if you don't give them what they need? So also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Even if you say, I have all the belief, all the faith in the world, but you do nothing with it, it's just as good as if you didn't have it. It is dead. Because you're not putting it into what? Action. As two of these other verses have told us, take action and prepare your minds for action. What are you going to activate? Your faith. The faith, and you're going to do something with it. James 1:22 through 25. I like this one. There used to be a little kid's song about this. Be doers of the word and not hearers only. There's a song. Do, 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 do the word. Do, 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 do the word. It was a cute little song. Be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. Do you know if you're a hearer only, apparently you're deceiving yourself? That's what that says. Don't be hearers only, deceiving yourself. Be doers of the word. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man who looks intently at his natural face in a mirror. For he looks at himself and goes away and at once forgets what he was like. But the one who looks into the perfect law, that's the word, the law of liberty, and perseveres. You don't just look at it. You look at it and persevere. Being no hearer who forgets, but a doer who acts. There's an act word again. Being a doer who acts, he will be blessed in his doing. In his doing. That's why I named this doing. Do you want to be blessed in your doing? Whatever you're doing. You want to be blessed in your doing? Then it says, you do not be a hearer of the word who forgets, but a doer who acts. There's nothing to bless if you're not a doer. A doer receives the blessings to do what he's been called to do. 1 John 3:18 says, little children, let us not love in word or talk, but in deed and truth. Again, that's taking action. Romans 12:6 through 8. Having gifts that differ according to the grace given to us, let us use them. In prophecy, in proportion to our faith. If service, in our serving. The one who teaches in his teaching. The one who exhorts in his exhortation. The one who contributes in generosity. The one who leads with zeal. The one who does acts of mercy with cheerfulness. That says having these gifts, whatever gift you have, it could be these or any others, they're different for each person. It says they differ according to the grace given to us. Let us use them. You don't want God to give you something and you never use it, you probably won't get to keep it. He's going to give it to somebody who will use it because he wants it to be used. Now, I'm going to sing a couple of songs. And I found this one, and as I said, I usually like to try to find two songs, and I'm like, well, this one is pretty short. It's only got 2 verses. I need another song. And this one, the first one, is written by the Gaithers. And I looked and looked and looked, and it's it's hard to find a song about doing. Not very easy. And I'm like, I don't want to just sing yeah, like Trust and Obey, that's okay, but I think I've sang that before. But I wanted something different, and I actually had this one hymnal. I actually had this page marked with a sticky note, and I'm like, well, I must have saved that song because I wanted to do it sometime, so I'm going to do it now. Then I'm like, well, I got to find another. So I was hunting and hunting and hunting. I'm like, I cannot find another one that goes with it at all. Nothing that goes with it. So I got this little book of courses that I've had for many, many years, and I found this one song and say, okay, that has nothing, really. It's not the same subject, really. Well, boy, does it go. Bizarrely, it goes. And I thought, oh, but it's probably not going to be the same key, though. It's the same key. Oh, it's probably not going to be 3/4 time. It's going to be a different time. It's the same time. It's like, okay, this song was made to go with this course is made to go with this song. Today, it's made to go with this song. And I pray that these songs will bless you. First one, Bill and Gloria Gaither. There've been times when giving and loving brought pain, and I promised I would never let it happen again, but I found out that loving was well worth the risk, and that even in losing you win. I'm going to live the way He wants me to live. I'm going to give until there's just no more to give. I'm going to love till there's just no more love. I could never outlove the Lord. He showed us that only through dying we live, and He gave when it seemed there was nothing to give. He loved when loving was brought heartache and loss. He forgave from an old rugged cross. I'm going to live the way He wants me to live. I'm going to give until there's just no more to give. I'm going to love till there's just no more love. I could never outlove the Lord. I'm going to live the way He wants me to live. I'm going to give until there's just no more to give. I'm going to love till there's just no more love. I could never outlove the Lord. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in His wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light key to that song. If you're going to give till there's no more to give, and you're going to love till there's no more love, you have to turn your eyes on Jesus. How neat that those went together when you never would have guessed. Colossians 3:23-24. Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. Whatever you are doing, as my title says, doing, whatever you're doing for God, you will receive an inheritance and a reward. 2 Peter, now, for what you're doing, you're going to need strength. And you're going to need what God can give you. And here's something he can give you. 2 Peter 1:5-8. For this very reason, make every effort to supplement your faith with virtue, and virtue with knowledge, and knowledge with self-control, and self-control with steadfastness, and steadfastness with godliness, and godliness with brotherly affection, and brotherly affection with love. You're going to need all that. For if these qualities are yours and are increasing, notice you can't just get it and keep it teeny-weeny bit. If they're yours and they're increasing, they keep you from being ineffective or unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. If you want to be effective and fruitful, you need, with your faith, virtue, knowledge, self-control, steadfastness, godliness, brotherly affection, and love. All of those things, it says, that will keep you from being ineffective and unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. Psalm 119:60, let this be your statement. I hasten and do not delay to keep your commandments. I hasten and do not delay to keep your commandments. Isaiah 40:29-31. He gives strength. That's what you're going to need. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. So if you are weary and you are weak, he can give you strength and power. It doesn't say he can, actually. It says he does. He gives it. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall, but those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Say this verse every day to yourself. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. That's me. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, and he will give you more strength than you have. They will mount up on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Habakkuk 3:19 says, the sovereign Lord is my strength. Your own strength will fail. It cannot be enough. It just cannot, because we are not fighting earthly things. We're fighting spiritual battles. We're fighting the powers and the principalities of the air, and you cannot do that in your human strength at all. You've got to have the strength of God to do that. And Habakkuk says, the sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer. That means very agile, very sturdy, they're very good on their feet. He enables me to tread on the heights. So if you have to climb a mountain, not necessarily a physical one, he's going to strengthen you to do that. And finally, Isaiah 33:2, Lord, be gracious to us. We long for you. Don't we long for him? Be our strength every morning. You know, if you start out the morning with his strength, you're going to have a strong day. You're going to have a better day. Be our strength every morning, our salvation in time of distress. Whatever you are doing, be sure you are doing something for God and taking action with your faith. Whatever it is he leads you to do. It could be different every day. It could be the same thing every day. It could be not necessarily what I do. It's something, if everybody did the same thing that every other person did, there would be a lot of needs not met. A lot of needs not met. There are such a variety of things that need to be done that everybody kind of needs to be doing something different. Because then things will be complete. And he will be able to help so many more people through you. Be doing a doer of the word and not a hearer only. And he will be gracious to you and your strength every morning. May you be blessed this week. Until next time, good night.